Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Boy, that was literal goosebumps in the theater. That is just bonkers. It's actually not easy to make a prequel of a movie that was already a blockbuster and then make this as exciting as the original. And Bhairathi Ranagal, written and directed by Narthan, achieves exactly that. The movie is no short of goosebumps inducing moments, and the adrenaline quotient is always high, and it's totally a blast to watch on the big screen. Now let's get into the details. Namaskaram, hello, welcome to Cinephile India. If this is the first time you're watching a video on my channel, please do consider subscribing and liking this video to increase reach and encourage me for making a lot of these videos. Now, the details about Bhairathi Ranagal. Bhairathi Ranagal starts off where Mufti, which was a blockbuster in 2017, left off, which is Bhairathi Ranagal, the character played by Dr. Shivraj Kumar, surrendering to the CBI in exchange for the good that he got from the character Gana, played by Sri Murali in Mufti. Now, this part, Bhairathi Ranagal, as the name suggests, goes in depth on how a law-abiding citizen, a young Bhairathi Ranagal, ended up being a gangster and a mining emperor. Now, the story may seem straightforward, which it is, because we know a lot about Bhairathi Ranagal already, thanks to Mufti. The backstory that they show, just little glimpses of it, were more than enough to give us a very good idea on who exactly Bhairathi Ranagal was. However, there was some skepticism in me when I wanted to watch this movie, because we already know the Bhairathi Ranagal character is already established pretty well, actually. Now, what would Narthan, the writer-director Narthan, would do to make this even more convincing? And boy, he did surprise me. Bhairathi Ranagal, the character here is established so well that when the transformation happens from a law-abiding citizen to a gangster, that is hard-hitting. And there are so many goosebumps-inducing moments in this movie. It's very hard to miss those in the theater. I think I definitely will recommend you all watching this in the theater. Now, when you watch the action episodes in this movie, you might think that those are KGF style, the slow motions and the kind of narrative style they follow, because they show you some action going on, and then later how it came to be is something that we all know that KGF made it popular. However, you must remember that Mufti was released in the year 2017 and KGF almost a year and a half later. So this is KGF before KGF was even a thing. And the music by Ravi Basroor, that music, boy, that was literal goosebumps in the theater, no doubt about it. The pre-interval fight, there was a fight just before the interval where you officially are introduced to Bhairathi Ranagal, the gangster. That was pure bliss to watch on screen. Dr. Shivraj Kumar's towering presence in action sequences, it's mind-blowing. The cinematographer, I. Naveen Kumar, does a tremendous job in actually positioning the camera such a way that you are part of the action. It is mind-numbing. The background, the action set piece, it was beautifully done. And of course, editing by Akash Hiremath, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the last name correctly. Let's say Akash. Top notch. As I said, you might think that this is a copy of KGF, but you should remember, as I said, this came before KGF, and they followed the same style that they followed in Mufti to make Bhairathi Ranagal. And there are other characters. You will recognize some characters from Mufti. They obviously reprise their roles. And there is Rukmini Vasant, playing, I don't want to call her character a love interest of Bhairathi Ranagal, but it's more of a matured love story, if you will. They're not running around and singing duets or anything. It's just a mutual understanding that they happen to have. And Rukmini Vasant, I was a little skeptical because this movie is heavily focused on Bhairathi Ranagal and his journey. I was a little bit skeptical on what Rukmini Vasant's character is going to be. And I'm glad to say that despite the short screen time that she has, she does get a little bit of a meaty role compared to her recent outings like Bhagira, or even the Telugu movie Appudo Ippudo Eppudo. She does play a very important role. If you remember the movie Mufti, Bhairathi Ranagal always reads Ramayana, and that Ramayana is the book that Rukmini Vasant's character gives Bhairathi Ranagal as a parting gift. There is a very interesting scene that actually where she tells him that this book has two people in it. One is the person that I know, and the other is the person that you have become, hinting to the Rama character that she knew and the Ravana character what Bhairathi Ranagal had become. That was a beautifully poetic scene that I loved it. I mean, it's not like emotionally charged or anything, but it's just those little touches were beautiful actually when you watch on screen. And then coming to the action, the solid essence of this movie is just in establishing the heroism. Like, for example, KGF, right? I mean, I'm going back to KGF because a lot of the country knows Kannada movies as KGF in terms of showing heroism or establishing that highly charged, emotion-filled, adrenaline-filled shots. However, in this one, they take a slightly different route. While KGF, they actually have the characters surrounding the main character Rocky, highlighting and elevating the hero. Here, the situations themselves elevate the hero. For example, there is a scene where Bhairathi Ranagal goes to a government office to submit an application for his mining business, and the officer rejects it because of some pressures from the villain, and he gives him a pen without any ink in it. So he's starting making fun of Bhairathi Ranagal, saying that, okay, so even the pen is not cooperating, so it's not writing, there's no ink in it. And you know what he does? He takes a pen, stabs his hand, and signs the paper with his blood. That is just bonkers. That is bonkers. The moment it happened, the crowd started cheering in the theater with whistles. I rarely see those for Kannada movies, and this is one of those movies. So that's exactly why I said you should not miss movie in this theater. And there is another scene where one of the characters from the villain camp becomes an eyewitness to an apparent murder that Bhairathi Ranagal commits. Now, what he does is he kills him, takes out his eyes, and preserves them in a jar, takes it back to the villain. And you know what he says? These are the eyes that became eyewitness to whatever crime that I committed. That was just mind-blowing. The kind of adrenaline high that you would get from a mass hero doing those kind of things, it's just amazing. I loved it movie, absolutely love this movie, and I'm glad I watched this in theater. And I did watch Mufti before going to watch this movie, but it's not actually necessary. So don't stay back because you haven't watched Mufti. Just go watch this as it is, and you would be thoroughly enjoyed. As I said, the literal goosebumps inducing moments, there's no shortage of them in the entire movie. And that's it for this review. Bhairathi Ranagal. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel and like the video, comment and share. And we'll meet you again in the next video with another movie review. And until then, take care.